Hi, my name is Travis from the Hidden Door Store, and today I'm going to be covering the installation of our DIY electronics kit for our DIY outswing bookcase. Go ahead and open the door and let's get started. If you've already installed this magnetic bracket from the standard parts kit, you'll want to go ahead and remove it before we add the mag lock. The first part we're going to need is this L bracket and 5 flathead screws that come included with the kit. With the door open, you're going to want to go ahead and move up to the top of the door and locate the 5 holes that line up or match the 5 holes in your bracket. The first thing I'm going to do is line up the center hole. I'll do the remaining 4 holes. The next component we need is this block of steel. It comes in the magnetic lock parts kit. You'll also find 2 of these small black split pins, and these need to be installed in the 2 holes on the end of the block. You can do this with a hammer. You'll want to be careful not to smash your fingers. You might want to hold this with a pair of pliers and then drive them in, or you can put them in a vise and press them in. We're going to go ahead and do that now before we continue forward. Now that we have our plate prepared with our pins, we need 2 of these metal washers and a rubber washer that comes from the Maglock parts box. We also need this Phillips head screw, this flathead screw that is a little different than the one that comes with the Maglock parts. We've included this in a bag inside the main box, so we need to use this shorter screw. So I'm going to take the screw and put it through the face. I'm going to install one of my flat washers, a rubber washer, and then another flat washer. And we're going to go ahead and screw this into the plate. And make sure that our pins line up with the holes in the bracket. And then as I tighten it down, I'm just going to get it just barely snug. I'm not going to really crank it down, and we should have a little bit of side-to-side play once it's properly installed. The next step of the installation, we're going to take this U-shaped bracket and install it on the top of the jamb frame. And we're going to line up the 4 holes in this plate with the 4 corresponding holes in the wood component. I'm going to go ahead and do the ones at the front first. And then to get access to the 2 rear mounting holes, you'll have to go through these 2 access holes in the bracket. Now we can install the mag lock. We'll need the mag lock, the small Allen wrench that comes included with the lock, as well as these 2 socket head cap screws that come included with the lock. And we're going to make sure that when we install this, that we have these silver bars facing the front of the door. And we're going to put these cap screws up through these 2 access holes in the underside, and those will attach to these 2 threaded holes in the bracket. So the next step in the installation is going to be to install the control box. Each one of these wires, one will go to the mag lock, one is for the exit switch. These wires are both 8 feet long. So you need to mount this control box in a location that is a maximum of 8 feet from your exit switch location. And in this particular scenario, I have an outlet right above my door opening, so I'm going to mount my enclosure right here next to the outlet. I'm within 8 feet of where I want to put my exit button, and I can certainly reach the mag lock with the mag lock wire. We haven't included any fasteners because we don't know exactly what your wall condition is going to look like. I'm going to use a couple of drywall screws, and we're going to secure it to our wall. Gone ahead and mounted our exit switch as well. We've surface mounted this to the wall. If you'd like to run this cable through the wall, you can do that. There is a passage on the back side of this housing if you want to put the wire through the wall and then route it inside your wall up to the control box location. But for this demonstration video, we've just surface mounted it, and we've used a couple of cable management clips to route the wire. So for the next step of our installation, we're going to remove this access panel on the side of the mag lock. And inside we have the basic control board. We have this green terminal that has a plus and a minus next to it. And these are the two terminals that we're going to connect our power to from the electronics kit. So I'm going to take our power, our maglock wire that comes from the box, and I'm going to route it through the metal bracket and through this hole in the top of the maglock. And then I'm going to terminate it into these two ports. Going to put the red wire into the plus, and then tighten the terminal. Do the same thing with the black at the negative. I'm going to take my extra wire, push it up out of this enclosure, put the control board back in, and then replace my cover plate. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the power supply to our outlet and then the barrel connector to the electronics box. Now the switches come pre-paired to your system, but if for whatever reason you need to repair a device or you want to add a device at a later date, we'll show you how to pair them now. Okay, so to pair your remote, you're going to go ahead and remove 3 of these fasteners on the control box. Fourth fastener I'm going to loosen just enough that I can rotate the cover. Now inside the control box you'll find this enclosure, and it has a gray button on it. You're going to go ahead and press that gray button and a green light will come on. Once the green light is on, you want to go ahead and press the button on your transmitter. Press it twice and then the light will go out, and then you can press the button again and the light will come on. You'll hear a click that confirms that they're paired. If you're doing this with one of our tilt sensors or keypads, again, you just want to activate those devices the same way I would press the button here. You want to do it 2 times until the light goes off, and then just make sure the light comes on when you press the button. So now that we have the lock installed and we know that our transmitter is working, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shut the door, but I'm going to make sure that I'm on the inside of the secret room when I'm testing, just so that if there were a wiring issue or a power issue, that the door wouldn't be locked. So I'm going to go ahead and go inside, shut the door, and test my remote. And that's all there is to it. If you have any problems or questions during your installation, feel free to reach out to us and we'll absolutely help you every step of the way.